For more than 400 years, anytime you want to talk about the perfect love story, what are the two names that pop into your head? Romeo and Juliet, right? It's become the gold standard for romance, a story so epic it feels larger than life.
But what if we've been looking at it all wrong? Seriously, let's dive into this, because the real question we're asking today is this actually a story about the power of love? Or is it a brilliant, timeless lesson in how human choices and a cruel destiny can conspire to create an absolute catastrophe?
You know, the reason this play still gets under our skin after all these centuries isn't about picking a side. It's all about the violent, spectacular collision of opposites. This is a story about a brilliant love that's born directly from a deep-seated hate. And it's a devastating tragedy that happens right at the intersection of fate and free will. So to really get to the heart of the tragedy, first we have to understand how Shakespeare even defines love in this play. And let me tell you, it is anything but simple. He doesn't present it as this pure, gentle thing. No, it's chaotic, it's overwhelming, and it is packed with contradictions. Just take Romeo's first big speech about love. He's all heartbroken over a girl named Rosalind, and he just spouts this whole list of oxymorons: loving hate, cold fire, waking sleep. It sounds deep, right? But what's really going on here is that he's performing. It's like he's reading from a How to Be a Sad Poet manual. He's in love with the idea of being in love.
Okay, now compare that to Juliet. When she finds out who Romeo is, this isn't some poetic exercise. This is a punch to the gut. Her one and only love comes from her one and only enemy. This is real. That whole theme of opposites isn't just a clever literary trick here. It is the very definition of their powerful, world-changing love. All right, so we've got this wild, contradictory love on the table. Now, let's get to the main event, the central debate of the whole play. Was their fate completely sealed from the very beginning? First, let's build the case for destiny, because wow, Shakespeare really stacks the deck here.
I mean, think about it. Before the play even properly starts, the opening lines, the prologue, literally tells us the ending. They are called star-crossed lovers. Their fate is written in the stars, and it's not a good one. Shakespeare is basically giving a giant spoiler alert, framing the entire story as a tragedy that you just can't escape.
And just look at this chain reaction of pure bad luck. It's like a domino effect from hell. A street fight Romeo desperately tries to stop goes wrong. Then a plague, a literal plague, quarantines the one person who could have delivered the life-saving letter. And the final blow? Juliet waking up just seconds after Romeo has died. All of these things are completely out of their hands, making a really strong case that this was all just a terrible, unavoidable destiny.
But hold on. What if fate just set the stage? What if the tragedy was really pushed into motion by the characters themselves, by their own impulsive, reckless, and very human decisions? Now we have to look at the other side of the coin, the case for free will.
The first and maybe biggest piece of evidence is just how ridiculously fast this all happens. The entire story, from their first kiss to their double suicide, unfolds in just over 3 days. Sunday night to early Thursday morning. That's it. That incredible speed leaves absolutely zero room for rational thought, for reflection, for just taking a breath.
And that insane haste leads directly to one disastrous human error after another. I mean, come on. They get married in secret less than 24 hours after they meet. Romeo, blinded by pure rage, kills Juliet's cousin, which gets him banished. The friar comes up with this incredibly risky sleeping potion plan with no backup whatsoever. And then finally, 2 desperate suicides without taking a single moment to verify the facts. These aren't acts of fate, these are choices.
So where does that leave us? Was it fate or was it free will? Well, the real genius of Shakespeare's tragedy is that the answer isn't one or the other. The catastrophe happens precisely where these two powerful forces collide head-on.
Think of it this way. Fate provides the circumstances, right? The ancient family feud they were born into, that unbelievable string of bad luck. But it's their free will, their passionate, all-or-nothing love, and their series of rash decisions that actually activates those circumstances. The tragedy happens in that tangled mess where the world around them and the choices within them are impossible to separate.
And that, right there, gives us a perfect working definition of a Shakespearean tragedy. It's a catastrophe where the stage is set by fate and pure chance, but the action is driven by the very human qualities of passion and haste. You could say destiny loaded the gun, but their own impulsive choices are what pulled the trigger.
In the end, it's this complicated, heartbreaking dance between what we can't control and what we choose to do that makes this story so powerful and so timeless. It's why, after 4 centuries, we still feel the gut punch of those final lines. The real woe isn't just that they died, it's the haunting question that we're left with forever. Could any of it have been avoided?